Welcome back, everyone. I'm Matt, and he's Andy.
Actually, you're Andy, and I'm Matt.
Matt and Andy with?
Andy and Matt.
Welcome back to Matt and Andy with Andy and Matt. I'm Matt, and he's Andy. See, that's how you say it.
I know, you said the whole thing.
What? You wanted to say some of it?
Yeah, I usually get the second part or the first part, but you're being a hog today, so thanks for coming out. Matt only cares about himself and hates all the things that make me happy in my life.
Yeah, because that's what I'm known for.
Yeah, it's the hat. He thinks who he is now. So yeah, thanks for coming to another episode of this show where we talk about mostly nothing. Where can they find us, Matt?
Well, they can find us on Apple Podcasts. They can find us on Spotify, on YouTube, on our website, which is called HibyrDProductions.com, but spelled Hiby.
Are you asking me or are you telling me? Because I feel like you should know.
I am
Man, your
asking-
contract's about to look a whole lot different when it finally gets written up.
Oh, man, this is
Yes,
bad.
it's going to be Hibyrd Productions.com.
I get it wrong sometimes.
He is definitely dishonored the clan. But you can also find Matt on FetLife. We got a couple Instagram running around and all the social media. And I'm trying to get you traction on your FetLife. Okay, stop side-eyeing me like that.
So say it out loud.
I did.
Okay.
Tell him what we're doing today. He's in a mood.
Okay, so today we're actually talking about two different things. We're talking about bad habits that people who play games tend to develop. That's the first thing. But the second thing we'll come to when we get there.
It's things that gamers hate as well.
Okay.
Eat shit.
Why would you do that to me?
Because I don't like you. You want to start this off?
Okay, so the first and foremost, probably a really bad habit that I noticed that I developed, and a lot of people don't notice, but sometimes you do. It's you play games a lot, and you happen to slouch.
You like put your elbows on your knees. I wouldn't even call what you do a slouch. I'd call it a crunch.
A crunch?
Yeah, because you're not doing a full sit-up.
Well, it's not getting my abs any better.
You think?
Maybe I
Well,
should
because
play
you're not
more
moving
games.
out of the position. You have to, you got to move. You can't just go in and then not go back out. That's the whole point.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I do go to the gym sometimes.
Oh.
I just mostly feel bad for an hour
Why?
because I'm exercising. That shit makes you feel good afterwards, not during.
I must be doing it wrong.
You're not. When have you picking up the remote or making more twisting the spoon in your chocolate milk is not exercise?
Are you sure?
Yes. Getting out of bed and only using your stomach is not exercise. That's one sit up.
Why would he attack me in such a way?
Why would you say something that had no grounds to be said?
Okay, so something else that I want to ask real quick. Do you think that you have bad posture from playing games for so long?
No, I
No?
don't. No, I don't. I've always sat in like weird positions as a child. But I try to like sit in a way that I'm like close to whatever I'm sitting to that I don't slouch.
I see.
I have terrible posture just from being tired all the time and carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders and carrying you through most of the games we play. Yeah, got a lot of back pain.
My feelings.
At least I didn't say something mean like carrying you through this show. That would have been hurtful and not true.
That would have been hurtful. And I do
not
appreciate
true.
it.
And not true. Say it with me.
And not true. Thank you.
Got to make sure we keep his confidence up while we break it down.
How the hell does that work?
Yeah, it's like you got to break down the block to make the wall. I'm breaking down the stone and we're melting you into concrete. I don't know if that's how that works, but that's what we're doing.
Why are we doing it if that's not sure? If you're not sure that's how it works.
Oh, what else am I doing? So why don't you talk about more stuff on your list?
Okay, well,
wrote a list.
actually do happen to have. I think that I have developed bad posture because I play games a lot.
Yeah, because you are like I said, you're not like you're not slouching. You're crunching, bro.
I don't.
You crane your neck forward real far.
I get hyper focused.
Yeah,
sometimes.
we gotta like strap you into a chair
Why?
so you won't like lean forward and ruin your back. You're gonna have scoliosis at 35.
I really hope not. That would be awful.
Can I call you Quasimodo if you develop a hump?
If I develop a hump, yes.
Cool.
Yes, you can.
I mean, not like you
Why
could stop
not?
me. What are you gonna do? You got a hump.
I am going to.
Talk about more stuff on that list.
I'm going to inform a Persian king about an
no.
extra passageway.
All right,
because that's what hunchbacks do.
I'm gonna inform a bunch of Caucasian men who only wear leotards and carry around big shields to kill the Persians.
Yes.
I've also seen the movie 300. Please read the next thing on your list, for Christ's sake.
Okay, so the next thing on the list that I happen to find a lot of people are guilty of is one of those, just one more game, just one more round, just one more fight, just one more this, one more that. If you're playing Civilization, it's so easy to be like, oh,
one
hey,
more turn.
one more turn.
Because you can't say one more game of Civilization.
One more turn, and that turn turns into
40
like 40
to 80 to 100.
to why is it? Oh man, I missed work today.
I mean, have you ever been like playing Civ and it's like the middle of the night and you're like one more turn or like 10 more turns or whatever, and then like the sun hits you and you're like, oh no, I fucked up.
I've been there.
Yeah, I called out of work once, just one time, because I stayed up all night playing Civ and I was like, I don't feel good, and they're like, all right, stay home, you stupid piece of shit. And I did, and I slept all day and then I played more Civ.
Do you remember how you won that game?
I think I did military domination most of the time, but I also did scientific victory. I never really did the art or the what was the other one?
The gold.
Yeah, I never did that one. Really, I focused on military and science. Those are my victories. Because everyone was like, "Oh, you got to win every way," and I'm like, "I don't want to."
I tried to win every way.
If I can't beat them with science, I'll beat them with tanks. Yeah.
Oh wow, you're an egghead, and I have guns.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, when you can start making nukes, you pretty much just run the board.
I guess.
Yeah.
I never really got that far. I would try to destroy other nations early if I went for the military victory.
I mean, me too. But I liked also nuking the more powerful continents later in the game.
I spent my resources doing other shit.
I nuked a city that I had surrounded by armies of tanks, like on all sides. They couldn't get their men out, and I just nuked them.
Well, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, just wipe them off the map.
It works.
It's what Gandhi does, bro. Gandhi in that game will like make nukes and murder you quick.
Oh my god,
he's scary, man.
The last time I played Civilization, I think it was 4, and Gandhi had the power. I guess you could use any resource early. Like extra of whatever resource, and something like that is a little, I don't want to say broken, but it really helps you to develop everything so much quicker.
Yeah, that, because he's Gandhi.
All right, but do you think you happen to be guilty of the third thing that we happen to have here?
Falling asleep with a game on?
Yeah.
Only the hentai games I play, and I usually get woken up by like a screaming orgasm or my mother yelling at me going, intro! One of those two.
I think that is absolutely something I could see happening. I will admit that I have fallen asleep while playing certain games.
You've fallen asleep while playing games with me on the couch. Like, I've watched you.
I don't think that. Mm-hmm. Which one?
I think it was a while ago, because I remember I looked over and your head was like all the way back on a pillow, and you were like mouth agape, like the dad sleep, neck all the way out, head all the way back, screaming at God in your dreams. I want to say it was a Gears of War game, because it was that long ago when we were actually playing Gears of War.
I don't see that happening.
Because it was like 2 a.m. and you barely can stay up past like 10:30.
That is not true.
That is totally true. We normally leave at 10:30, because if we go past, I think like 11:30 is like your prime time. Like you walk into the room and it hits 11:29. You're like, oh shit! And right before you get to the bed, you just smack into the floor. Well, we guess I'm sleeping here tonight. Out.
It is not like that.
Are you sure? I've seen you wake up with a concussion before.
Why?
I don't know, because you missed your bed.
You know what? I am so glad that I woke up.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
I had
kind
a
of.
concussion.
I'm looking at this list, and I'll definitely tell you I'm guilty of number 4. Too many games on the playlist.
Yeah,
Dog.
I have a backlog of games I'd really like to get to.
I
but
wish you could see how many Steam games I have that I'm probably never gonna touch.
That's horrible.
Yeah, don't do Humble Bundle. It's not worth the agony.
What is it?
Humble Bundle is this cool thing that will like you every month you like get. It's called Humble Choice or something, but you get like a choice of like 12 games or 9 games or something like that. And like 2 of them are like bigger titles that are probably good games, and the rest are like indie developer bullshit. But some of them are pretty decent. But like you get to keep them all. So like I have a library of like almost 100 games, and I've played like 7 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I've got all the stuff for the PlayStation and all the Switch. Like I bought Monster Hunter Rise, and I've maybe played like 4 hours of it.
You also have the backlog of games that we have to play that we've mentioned on the show,
and
we've played like
I know, and we've started others,
yeah,
and not like we started Ghost of Tsushima and only played like 3 hours of it so far.
Yeah. We played through all of Resident Evil 7 because we're getting ready for 8.
Yeah, we did get through that. We got to play RE6 and get ready.
It's I enjoyed it, but I know a lot of people didn't.
I can't wait for Vampire Mommy to step on me.
You know, a lot of people are so ecstatic about that.
Bro, it's a 9 foot tall, big tittied, beautiful vampire zombie woman, and her scary but like kind of super hot in a metal punk witch way Doom daughter. Like, come on, man. They were like
that Doom daughter turns to bugs.
Bro, and I'm saying, like, yeah, it's gross, and we all know that, like, they're gonna be like, oh man, we got these perverts all hyped up. We're gonna make her like the most disgusting transformation ever. But like, they knew what they were
probably
doing.
will.
They knew what they were doing. They were like, yo, let's give them something to masturbate about. Like, tell me I'm wrong. That's what they did. They were like, yo, we're gonna bring some new kink, disgusting thing to the internet here at Capcom, which is what they do.
I guess kind of.
Yeah, dude. Tell me, like, there's not a gross thing of everything they've ever made, pretty much, somewhere on the internet.
That's not fair.
It's not, but that's what happened.
Because that gross thing is made about everything.
Yeah,
on
I know.
The internet.
Yeah, I mean, you could find porn of like 2 toasters fucking each other, but like what I'm saying is, Resident Evil knows what's going to happen.
Who is that possibly for?
Zach, because he's a robot.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, robo-porn. It's a category. Look on Pornhub. Stop being such a humanist.
Humanist.
Or a machinist. I don't know.
Machinist.
But yeah, man.
Is
So
it
like,
still-
but they knew.
Are robots a race?
Sure.
They're a race.
In certain video games, yes.
Okay.
But like, they knew. They were like, we're gonna make something that's gonna just over the top.
Okay.
She's 9 foot tall and has giant titties and like a big like Freddy Krueger glove. Like, tell me they didn't know what they were doing.
I think that's her actual hand.
Yeah.
Because
But,
she's
like,
a monster.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I saw the trailers. I know what's up.
I think that they made her just like a Mr. X, but from the second game,
she'll follow you around.
She follows you around and will kill you on sight.
She's a dominatrix. That's what it was. All right, I'll stop. I'm sorry. I don't know why it makes you so mad.
Okay.
Name one other sexy villain in Resident Evil, and you can't say Albert Wesker.
Excella.
Oh God! Why did I call that? Because like I haven't like played
Excella
enough of these games to know.
I'm sorry.
Guione.
Her name was Excella Guione.
Sure, it wasn't Noki.
Can someone get me some water?
What happened? You swallow the wrong way?
I did.
All right, Matt's got a cough for 20 minutes. So, let's see. Okay, game rage. All right, anybody who says they've never raged out of this game is a liar. Because for instance, my girlfriend, sweetest little thing on the face of the earth, I'd never see her get mad or frustrated at like dumb little shit. But she was playing whatever that Alice in Wonderland game is for Xbox 360, but it's like World of Madness. It's like all twisted and shit. She was trying to do this one part for like 20, 30 minutes. It was like a jump over this, fly over here, and she couldn't do it, right? And I'm like, hey, do you want me to try? And she goes, I don't think you'll get it, but sure. I did it in one try, and she lost her fucking mind.
Dude, you are a jerk that way. I almost lost my mind.
How am I a jerk?
Me and Jen have been working on that Evil Within shooting gallery chain combo thing forever. And you walk in and beat both our scores on your first try.
How does that make me a jerk? Especially in the first story, because I was like, do you want me to try it for you? Because she was having a hard time. How does that make me a jerk just because I'm good at the video game? I'm sorry you didn't get a participation trophy, but the guy who won the tournament is an asshole because he's good at what he does.
Yep, that's how it goes.
Oh my God, people are so petty these days. Look at you.
I am very petty.
I thought you would be happy because didn't I get like the higher score later to get you the damn key for the locker?
No, actually, I was very happy and I do appreciate it.
Yeah, so fuck you, stop. Read the next one. I'm raging at you because of the games.
Okay.
Wait, what's the worst thing you've ever done while game ranging? Because I know you've done it. And don't give me the I smashed a controller on the ground. Everybody's broken at least one controller in a fit of uncontrollable rage.
I honestly don't think that I smashed a
controller. You never swung one around like on a cord and smacked your friend across the head with it?
No.
I saw that happen.
I don't think that I've done that.
All right. Well, what's the worst thing you've done while you were mad while playing a game?
Worst thing that I did while I was mad playing a game.
I really hope you cursed at your mother or something like something wild. 7. I called my mom a bitch.
Probably, I would say when I was playing Halo 3 when it had come out, and it was myself, my nephew, my brother, and my sister Holly.
Oh God.
And we were playing Halo on a network link or whatever throughout the house.
Right, system
link. And I'm playing, and suddenly he starts climbing up on my shoulder because he's messing with me, trying to get me to fuck up the game. Mm-hmm. And he succeeds, and so I throw him across the room.
You threw a whole ass child across a room, into the wall?
No, not into the wall. There was a couch type thing.
Oh, so you threw him into the couch?
But it was across the room.
Okay, but you threw him into the couch, so he didn't even get hurt.
No.
Okay.
I'm not a very angry gamer.
I don't know if I want to tell this story now.
We'll tell your story because I would love to hear how different it is.
Okay, so it's actually it's really funny to me when I think about it now, but it's you know how I'm also really clumsy? That came very hard into play here. So I was playing, I don't remember what game it was, but I was just getting pissed off for whatever stupid reason, and I put the controller down and I go to walk away to do something. I come back and I stepped on the controller and it broke.
Okay.
And I went into I just lost my mind because I was it's the only controller I have, and now I have to buy a new one. So I just double foot stomped it into the floor pretty much until it was flat.
I see.
Yeah, I just lost my shit. And then I spent $60 on a new controller. I had no choice. I stepped on it by accident.
You know, I almost brought that game shard that I have.
You still have that?
I do still have
that. I thought you lost that. Okay.
You broke it into smaller pieces, but I do still have one of those pieces.
So I was playing For Honor, which if you play For Honor, you know it's a piece of shit, garbage ass game and should never have been made. But I played 15 matches in a row or something stupid. And I was doing very well every match, but we kept losing. And I was just getting more and more pissed off. And I think one match came up and I was if I lose again, Matt, I'm going to snap this disc in half. And he goes, you won't. And I went, fucking bet. So, of course, I thought I was going to win.
That was when the game was almost brand new.
Yeah,
it was
almost brand new.
$60
that was a tight match, too. We lost by a point, and I was well, I'm a man of my word. I wasn't even mad anymore. I just accepted it. I was I'm a man of my word. Snap. And then he kept, pieces of it. I don't know why.
I did keep a piece of it.
Yeah. And then every time he brings it up to me, if I can snap it again, I snap it.
Yep.
Eventually, he'll just have a sliver, and he's going to get a splinter.
Yep. And that's going to suck.
Yeah, but,
But then it'll be inside me forever.
I want to be inside you forever.
That's terrifying. Why would you say that?
Read another one on the list. He won't let me in there.
Okay, so the next one I want to bring up is something that kind of... If anyone who likes gaming has to understand that it just kind of comes with the territory, and that's ignoring real life. And it happens a lot. You let's say you get home from school and you ignore some homework so you can play a game that you were really into, or you were late for work because you played just a little bit too long. You lost some sleep because you played a little too late at night. These are all things that I would think constitute this ignoring real life.
Yeah.
Department.
Can we have a moment of silence for all the Koreans who have died playing StarCraft? Everybody bow your heads in a moment of silence. Okay. Wasn't there a guy who didn't like, he just died playing Halo for 72 hours or some crazy shit you told me before?
Actually, I think that that was the StarCraft guy.
That was a StarCraft guy. Yeah,
the Halo guy was an American that I think had it taken
Mountain
away
Dew.
from him as a punishment because he wasn't
and
supposed
he
to play
shot
it.
his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe don't give your angry kid access to a firearm.
He actually went into their safe to take it.
Yeah, don't let the kid know the pass. Why does he know the passcode to the safe?
I don't know how the specifics.
Like I said,
beyond
don't
that.
give an angry child access to a firearm. He had the code. I'm going to play this trap card face down and then end my turn.
You know what? That's fine because I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have plenty of defenses, and I have a Vice Dragon to defend myself.
You've activated my
But-
trap card. It's the Mask of Weakness. You can suck my wiener.
Okay, it would have been really
I'm
great.
also going to play
if-
the Mask of the Accursed.
It would have been really great if I could go back a couple of turns and pick it up from there. And that's actually where the next thing on our list comes up. It's I call it Savescoming, but he calls it something else.
So what you explained is similar to what I was talking about, but I think it's different in an essence where you have multiple restart points, and with mine, it's just the latest restart point from where a bad thing didn't happen.
Yes, I
But
get
yours
that.
is like staggered. So like if you're like, I want to go back X amount of the game, I can. Mine would be you can only go back to this amount of the game because that's where you saved it last. So his is called save scumming. What I know is save scrubbing or scrub saving, where you save the game before you do something. So that way, if you fuck up or a bad thing happens you didn't want, you can reload the save and go back through it.
No, it's not just being that simple.
No,
It's
that's what
like-
mine is.
Oh well, I mean when I say save scumming, I mean like
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's what mine is.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's what yours is. Yours is like 12 staggered saves at different times and
Yeah.
reloading if you get fucked.
Yes. Okay.
How guilty of you are that? Like how many times have you done that? Every Resident Evil game you've ever played?
Actually, surprisingly, no. I've only actually started doing it in recent games because I figured out how effective it can be. I did kind of cheat and do something similar to that in Civilization 4, I think it was, where I would save and then play out a scenario and be like, oh, well, that really fucked up. Let me just kind of load the save from like a few turns ago where I was still cool with that nation.
Yeah.
And then try it like 30 different ways and
See which one gave you the best.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like that while it's effective and it can work in a lot of games, it takes away from the general feel of the game, the way the game is supposed to be played. And you're robbing yourself of that experience. You know?
Yeah, not really. I don't really care either way.
You
I
don't
don't
care.
really
Of
do
course you don't.
save scumming, but I will like scrub save sometimes. But only in stuff like, you know that one game I play, Mountain Blade 2?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like because like so when you get like fucked up in that game, it's like so inconvenient. You kind of just want to not play anymore because all it really is like you get into a battle, and then if you lose the battle, you lose all of your troops, right? But you also lose money the whole time you're captive, and sometimes you're captive for like 2 years in the game. So you're like sitting in a castle doing nothing, waiting for someone to come and save you. And by the time you finally like sneak out or they let you out, you have no money and you can't do anything because you have no army and you have no soldiers. You can't even like get soldiers because you can't afford to pay them or buy food. So you basically are just done.
That sucks.
That happened to me like 3 times. I'm like, I have to scrub save this game or I'm not going to play this game. Because like I've literally been running around like where there was an army of 1,000, and then my army like that I was in was also 1,000. But then the army disbands. You try to run away, and then you get scooped up and murdered because you've got 40 guys. You know. So I'm just like, nah, gotta scrub saver. I'm gonna hate this game.
And sometimes it's the only way that you can play a game. Apparently.
Yeah, you know, I don't think that game would be as fun if I just did it legit, because I would just get fucked by acts. Like it's so random and inconsequential, and it's always like when you have like $10 and you're like, we gotta go rob this castle so I can sell all their shit so I can give my guys grain. I guess that makes sense. It's hard being a mercenary.
I guess so. Fuck.
Yeah, man.
I can't live that way.
So there's another side of this piece of paper here. ASMR effect. It's thunderstorming. Yay.
Oh, no.
So this is the side of the paper that's things gamers hate. And if you couldn't tell from our podcast or just generally the way that we look on an average, we are gamers.
Are we? Wait, hang on.
I don't know what you are, because that hat's really throwing off a lot of vibes. But yeah, we'll say that.
What kind of vibes is this hat?
And not good ones. Read the first one.
Tell me what kind of vibes.
I'm not doing that on the air. Do you want me to make you sad?
Yes.
Your mother. Read the first one.
Ouch.
What's the first thing that gamers hate?
First thing that I would say probably lag or a bad connection is something that everyone has to deal with at one point or another.
Especially when you're playing like League.
Oh, League is one of the more important ones to have. Make sure your connection is good.
What is like the one? Because I know this has happened to you because you play some games online, but like, what do you think was the most rage-inducing moment of getting lag?
Probably, I do want to say back in the days of the multiplayer Halo, when people were really big into trash talking.
I knew it was going to be Halo.
Why?
I don't know. I think that's like the only game you've ever played online competitively.
I think you may be right.
Yeah.
I wasn't really that big into Call of Duty.
Yeah, but there were many other competitive online games, but I don't think that was your jam. But tell me about this occurrence.
This occurrence? No, I just think in general.
Oh, I was asking you if there was a specific time.
I can't think of a
He
specific
doesn't listen
time.
when I talk. There's a recording of it now to prove it.
What?
I fucking hate you. I don't want to do this podcast anymore. I quit.
Why not?
Because you're pissing me off all the time. You're just rude, disrespectful. You don't listen. You got that fucking hat on.
I'll take the hat off. Here you go.
Didn't make it any better. Made it worse somehow.
Somehow?
Put the hat back on.
Oh.
Why aren't you in uniform?
Your hat gives me the Pfeiffer meets Merry Men.
Yeah, it's a squire's cap, so it's supposed to be like a really flary version of like Robin Hood's hat, even though Matt didn't use a bow and arrow.
No, I didn't.
But so like I'll tell you a time back in the days when Fortnite first came out and everybody didn't hate it except for you. I never won a match, like never, not one time.
Not
the
once.
one time I was about to win a match, I had a dude scoped, perfect shot, would have killed him. Game lagged. He punched me in the face because I had like 2 health left.
That sucks.
And then I stopped playing Fortnite. I couldn't crack that disc in half, so I just shut off the TV and walked outside.
Didn't you win while we were playing on a team once?
Did we?
Yeah.
No. Did we?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. I guess I didn't win one on my own then, because I remember that one now, because that was with what's his face, whose name I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Man, we're
either.
bad people.
I feel bad.
We used to play with that guy constantly. I don't remember what his name was.
Okay, I would like to bring up that I don't like forced stealth in certain games.
Well, like, do you play a game that would imply that you must be stealthy at some point in it, and then you get mad about that? Because, like, I don't think a lot of games have forced stealth that don't kind of give you the inclination that you are going to be required to be sneaky. Like, you know, Metal Gear Solid or Dishonored or Assassin's Creed.
Well, Dishonored, you don't think you need to be sneaky at
Dishonored,
all.
you're like
ever.
yeah. Did you play the first one? You're
you
like a
don't-
shadow man.
You don't have to be though.
You don't have to be in anything, but like it's kind of like,
You
hey,
can still play the game that way.
you should probably not be running around and like dying so much. You're a shadow man.
A shadow man.
Yeah. You know, it's not like when you play like Horizon Zero Dawn. If you have the bow skill to make up for the fact of like wanting not to do the stealthing, by all means. But like, you know, what games are you talking about?
I am talking about games like let me pick Evil Within, the first one.
Yeah, but that's not the whole game, right?
No, but there are still portions of it where you have to be like it gives you a gun that shoots lightning, and it's like, oh hey, you are helpless and have to run from this.
Yeah, but I mean that game is like a horror game, and it's meant to like put you in a state of like scared and like anxious. So like doing that in a realm where you're like around these terribly overpowered creatures, that kind of makes sense.
It does kind of make sense, but then it doesn't make sense that I can't use the weapons that I've acquired at that time because it's more scary at that moment, even though I have them.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, if you play most games, there are instances where that kind of stuff happens, like where you're like, hey, this is what you can use right now.
I do really feel like in Alien Isolation, absolutely, you should be hiding and running for most of it.
That's the game. That is the game.
In the later game, you should be able to just kill it.
You don't have a weapon, and it's a xenomorph.
You do get weapons. You
But
get flamethrower.
It's also a xenomorph.
You get a gun. You get a weird industrial gun.
Yeah, they don't do anything. Because, like humans do not kill those things with any efficiency. Only the predators do.
Guys, what's that game made by Kojima? That's like the Possessed Mansion. That was like up on the PlayStation Network, free, then taken down.
PT. I think that was supposed to be a trailer for a Silent Hill game that actually didn't come out.
I don't remember PT.
It was wild, but did you play it?
I didn't actually play it myself, but I did find out, I guess, the thing that everyone was afraid of in it follows you, like, behind the camera,
It's terrifying.
just off screen. It is terrifying.
Wait, how do you find out that it's following you off screen?
Because it's always...
They found the data and modded a game so that you could pull the camera away from
And
where
it's
you were.
always
It's
behind
always
you?
behind you.
What the fuck?
So that feeling that you have of being watched is
Legitimate.
because you are being watched the whole time.
Yo, fuck that.
It's scary, right?
Dude, I remember wasn't that one Silent Hill game that was like, I'm going to learn how you play me, and then I'm going to fuck with you.
Yeah. 4?
Yeah.
It might have been 2.
Imagine if that
I
becomes
think
like...
2 was the one with a special ending where it could.
Yeah,
it was
a dog. Yeah, it was a dog, which was the gag ending. But like, imagine that's how horror games work from now on. Like, they learn how you play, and they just fuck with you.
Well, some games do.
Some do.
Like,
That's for sure.
Did you ever play Left 4 Dead?
Of course.
Left 4 Dead had like this, I guess it was supposed to be cool because like the Resident Evil remake, it had this behind the scenes director type thing that would, oh, your health is running low for a long time. Well, it's going to drop some green herbs and ammo. But if you seem to be stocked up on shit, it's not going to drop anything for you for much longer because you seem to have all your equipment. You seem to be doing
it's
good.
like a mechanic that balances out the resource usage.
Yeah. But in Left 4 Dead, I believe it does that with the flow of the zombies that are constantly heading at you.
I played a lot of hours, and like, I don't think I ever felt like that.
Really?
Yeah, because like, you know, the stuff that would drop and like where you would expect like hordes to be, or like the locations of X kind of creature, like, oh, you're gonna find a witch over here and a tank is gonna shoot out from over there. The only ones that were ever like kind of like, sorry guys, I'm hitting this vitamin stick. The only time I was ever like, oh shit, where'd that thing come from, was like in the second game when you would get like the smoker and the leaper and stuff. But they were always in like a same general area. They might have just been placed a little bit differently. And like when I tell you I played a lot of that, I mean, me and my friends played that like almost every day after school for like...
Did you play the versus mode?
Yeah.
What did you like to be? Because in the versus mode, you got to be the evil ones, the
zombies.
The type things too.
I like the smoker a lot. And then I was a big fan of the leaper and the tank. The hunter, the guy with the hoodie.
But that was my favorite too because of that horizontal leap. I'm gonna dive from half a mile away, and if you didn't have somebody to help you, you were screwed.
You know what's something that's not on this list that I hate?
What?
Hackers.
Hackers?
Yeah. So like, I know you don't play.
I've never had to deal with any myself.
Yeah. So you don't play like a lot of online games, but like if you play a lot of online games or like stuff like Dark Souls that has like people who can pop into your world, people hack. You know, so you get like autoscope, or like you can just shoot a bullet and it leads to whatever person and gets you a headshot, or you can spam like a high level magic or something like that. And it's, you know, it's just like, I get that you want to be like a piece of shit and like grief people who are just trying to have a good time, but like do that in a lobby that's dedicated to people being a piece of shit.
Okay.
Because, like, it sucks when, like, you're in Halo and you're with your friends and you're doing good, but this dude's got mods on to where every time he shoots his gun, he gets a headshot and your whole team is getting wiped every 10 seconds because he's just firing auto.
I guess I've just never known that they were actually doing that. I just kind of...
Well, you would know it. Like, it's not that, like, you didn't notice it. Like, you would know immediately that there was a hack. Because it's just, like, you'll get shot in the head while you're, like, completely covered by a sniper rifle from a guy on a hill who just, like, has a pinger for where you are and just boop, and the bullet just finds your head.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's like bullshit, like that level of shit.
I know some games are supposed to. There's like I don't want to say bots, but there's ways they look for people that mod them.
Yeah, it's bots. It's just like hack stuff because you can read the mods that people are running. And there's like a group of people who make mods, but they make like anti-cheat mods. So they'll make like a mod that's titled like whatever, the specification is the cheat, but then it'll do something. So like, for instance, one of the CSGO things is you'll reload your gun, but then you drop it.
That's hilarious. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
And it's supposed to be like an infinite ammo or something, or like a quick, like a 2-second reload, or like some crazy thing. But yeah, you just drop the gun. Another one is your, it's like a 1-shot kill thing, but instead of like doing that, you fire your gun, you drop it, and then you drop every grenade that you have.
That's awful.
And you can't move. So you just blow yourself up.
I'd still find a way to make that work.
Don't cheat.
You run into a group of enemies and then do it.
Yeah, but you'll get shot before then.
Not if
Unless
you're good.
you like run around a corner. But like, yeah, you'll just get wiped out. The health isn't like what you think it is in like CSGO.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, like it's bullets. You know, people don't take a lot of those before they hit the ground.
Not usually.
You could take one and fall on the ground.
I bet. I bet.
You get shot in like the arm and it grazes you and you're just on the floor.
I'm like, why'd you shoot me? And you're like, man, it grazed you. Get up. And I'm like, no.
I am shot. I'll never walk again. You got shot in your arm, you idiot. How will I still be able to play piano? You don't play piano. Well, maybe I wanted to learn. Let's see what else we got on this
I'd have
list.
just said that it was good. That would be good because I couldn't play before.
Yeah.
It'd be really weird if I learned how to play piano suddenly from being shot.
Yeah, you got shot and it inspired you to learn an instrument before you didn't have the opportunity anymore. I like this one. I've been eyeballing this one. Games that only give you the BFG for one fight at the end.
Yeah.
Fuck Fable 3. Because not only was it like the 2 seconds you get to see this guy, but it was like the most anticlimactic boss thing ever. You shoot him in the face, and then you get to pick if you want to bring all the people back to life, your dog, or get a shitload of money. And like,
I thought that was the second one.
Oh yes, fuck Fable 2. My apologies, Fable 3. You're the good one. But yeah, you know what makes me mad about that the most, though? They didn't offer you a choice. They were like, you get your dog back. Because the dog is the only way that you can continue to find, like, treasure. And some of the more rare stuff you can only find after the main game with the help of the dog.
Yeah.
So it's like, they didn't give you a choice. They were like, here's your dog, and you get to feel shitty.
Yep.
Because you're letting... I never felt shitty. I'm like, it's code. It's code. It's thousands of people, but it's code.
I felt shitty.
Even though we're only code.
I felt shitty when I played through that game. Fable 2 was that game where I think there's something I should have added to some of these things because I want to. I'm not sure where I would put it. I do kind of hate it, but it does become a habit.
Just talk about whatever you want, bro.
I get a job in the game.
What do you mean?
Where like, for example, in Fable 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a job at a blacksmith place to make money. And I'll just play that for like an hour or so.
Right.
While I'm collecting gold and farming gold. And yeah, it's great for me. It's awesome. I'm making money. Just like I would be in real life if I was at my real job.
Yeah, but like you play video games after work. What are you going to get a second job? You need to rest.
But the point is that sometimes it becomes a job to play a video game. Like, have you ever played a game like Monster Hunter and noticed, well, there's a daily bonus. Let me try to get that daily bonus. Let me try to catch up to this weekly thing. Destiny 2 does it too. And it's like, well, there's this many challenges. Halo used to do it when they did the special bonus XP grabs for for meleeing 5 people to death in this fight, or killing 5, getting a sword spree in that fight on Rumble Pit or something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel what you're saying, because like especially a lot of games that come with management aspects, you know, like most adventure games, you end up like having like a job of some sort. Like in Skyrim, I'll usually just like make expensive shit, you know, in the smith if I need money.
Yeah, I mean, it's real easy to be like, oh, well, I've got a bunch of gems and ingots that I found. Let me just make a couple jewelry bullshit, and there's a couple hundred gold.
I'll say like the benefit to it, like, yeah, it's like a more mundane part of the game, but like I think it does one of two things. One, it kind of like helps in a sense where here's some realism that like you don't think about in like most of these settings, especially when it's like a movie or a book, because they don't talk about these portions. But you're like, hey, here's a realism of my adventurer who's not adventuring right now but needs some cash. Let me go, you know, smith like 10 daggers and a couple of fancy jewels and sell it off and go get a pie or something. You know what I mean? But it also like instills the sense of like, hey, you did something, you know, because it's like in the game you work for a couple hours, you have a bunch of gold, now you can go buy that new set of armor or whatever thing you needed. You've accomplished something. But like in the real world, you're like, I worked for 40 hours this week and I can't buy spaghetti and pay the rent. but at least I can go sell my swords in Skyrim. Oh, I just bought a new wing for my house with my dog and 3 children and my lizard wife. We're going to go to my summer home near the lake in the middle of this bandit-infested forest. Like,
did you really like the Argonians?
Did you not read the Lusty Argonian Maid? That is some hot shit, man.
Oh,
those fucking Bethesda writers, they know how to get your tail to twitch. My tail's on the front.
I'm uncomfortable suddenly.
Imagine being like the guy who had to write that smut. Like, Bethesda's just like, listen, someone has to write one pornography, and it's got to be about the lizards. And like one guy stood up and he's like, now's my time.
I have several.
He just like pulls out a manuscript. He's got like 15 days. Like, there's volumes.
I kind of think they would have done it like a contest at the office.
I don't feel like a lot of people wanted to do that.
Everybody writes one.
No,
and they use whoever's was best.
That was. I feel like that was so.
It wasn't it wouldn't be an option.
No, I don't think anybody would want to do that to begin with. But I feel like it was like 2 dudes who were like into the portion of the game where they could get away with that shit, or like a small clutch of people, and like the head execs didn't find out about it until it released. But everyone was like, "Yeah, Lusty Argonian Maid." You know how fast memes travel now, so they're like, "Well, gotta leave it in there, I guess." Whoa. I almost knocked over everything. We're good.
Not everything.
Yeah, it's okay.
His drink.
The cap's good. It doesn't let water get out for the most part.
Well, that's very convenient.
Yeah. I gave you shit about the spray bottle before.
You did.
I just punched my water bottle trying to knock it over. What else we got on here? Being told to pause an online game. Yes, we all have a mom.
Yes, we do all have a mom.
Yeah.
But
well, actually, no, we can't say that, because then everybody will start emailing us saying, where's my mother? Why don't I get a mother? I want a mother. And then we're going to have to provide those somehow. That's a VeggieTales reference for you if you didn't catch that.
I did not catch that. I apologize. Just going to bring the VeggieTales back from that.
Yeah, everybody's got a baby kangaroo. Yours is pink, but mine is blue. No? All right, just me. Fuck me, I guess. Wow. Tell me about this one. How many times did your mom yell at you to pause the game and you're like, Mom, it's online. I need a Hot Pocket.
Well, it's not. It's
bathroom.
Why do you immediately assume it was me doing that?
I don't know, man. You look the type, I guess.
Oh my God, I look the type. I'm insulted.
That's
Am I still wearing that? I'm still wearing the hat.
That's your insulted hat.
I can't even feel it. It's so light and feathery.
Are you going to tell me about how your mom used to yell at you all the time to pause the goddamn game, Matthew?
Well, it wasn't just my mom, but it does happen very often. It's very disadvantageous to when you're playing a game that's online and you really just can't pause it for whatever reason because it is online with other people who are also playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, I could have to answer the door for a pizza when I'm trying to play Monster Hunter with you. But hell, my controller could die.
Yeah, that happens a lot because you just like don't charge your controller. And the funny thing is you usually have two controllers. And your thought is not, hey, let me just, connect the other controller real quick, charge the other one later. Your thought is always like, let me panic because I don't know where a cord is to plug this thing in.
I usually have one. I usually find one in my defense.
The last time you didn't, you were yelling,
I did.
like, I can't find a cord. And I'm just like, just turn on the other controller. And you're like, I can't find my cord. And I'm like, all right.
Well, that was because we discovered that the second controller didn't work so well, remember?
Oh, yeah, it's got that messed up joystick.
Yeah.
That was before we figured that out.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because when we figured that out, we were trying to play Resident Evil Raccoon City, and I was like, yo, I can't run. I gotta walk weird. I don't like this.
Yeah, that was...
And then we did one Monster Hunter mission, I think. And I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, you can't play it that way.
No.
Okay, so why don't we jump to one of the next things on this list?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is probably something that people have been griping about forever, but I am going to remain firm on the stance that
Rock hard.
we really shouldn't have to install a game to play it.
I think that's... I agree with what you're saying, but I think you don't understand why we have to install a game now versus not having to install it before.
Okay.
So, like, think back to, like, when we didn't have to install games and they came in 9 disc sets and shit, right? Those games were not as technologically advanced. Those machines were not as technologically advanced. The graphic quality was nowhere near technologically as advanced. Now, when you run a game versus running a file, it runs slower. Like, that's why when you play older games, sometimes they'll just glitch even though they're in, like, perfect condition. Or even, like, when you played them originally, they would sometimes, like, randomly glitch. It'd be, like, a little weird thing. But they're like, hey, it's fresh out of the box. Just the way the game works.
But that's Bethesda now.
No, well, Bethesda's always had, like, fall through the, the floor and you don't get to complete the main quest. But with, like, the newer games,
don't load.
In an effort to keep the graphic quality up, the game running smoothly, and to keep things from bugging out, it's better to have a portion of the game, especially the stuff that's being accessed the most. Because you got to remember, it's a computer. The PlayStation, the Xbox, it's a computer. It's just a specialized computer accessing a bunch of code that was burned onto, like, a high-resolution disk. So, there's a lot that goes back and forth with that we don't recognize. And for that to run smoothly, it is better to be able to run, like, the stuff that's being accessed more than, like, this one random feature, this part of the game, like that stuff that's got to be accessed to make your character walk and jump and move and the rain to come down and the gun to reload and yada yada. It's better to have that on your system so it loads faster and you have a smoother operation.
I like my way better.
I mean, as much as you hate it, eventually they're not going to have discs anymore and you're going to cry about that constantly.
I am going to
because they
cry
already
about
don't.
it.
The next gen consoles have a discless version and they're more expensive and it's for good reason.
Yeah,
Plus,
I noticed.
no degradation over time.
No what?
No degradation. So, like, your disk will eventually just stop working because it's existed for so long and you've run it in a hot machine, but your file will always work. And if it's corrupted, you just re-download it.
Which is possible.
You can't I mean, you could buy another copy of the disk, but eventually you can't buy another copy of the disk.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I know
That
you
is
hate
insane.
that, but, like, just you should get over it because that's the future. They're going to just beam a game into your head at one point.
The future's scary.
Yeah.
The future looks scary,
I mean,
dude.
how scary is it that you could be on Amazon and press, like, buy on Big Titty Hentai Extreme Adventure number 7, and it's, like, in your head the second you hit the buy
Are
button.
they up to number 7?
They'll be up to 7 by the time we get that technology going.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
You'll probably have ads in your dreams, though.
What, like in Futurama?
Yeah, but because you can pay for Dream Plus, but you don't
my
want
God.
to. Everybody gets Dream Standard, but if you pay for Dream Plus, you don't get ads.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Why?
Only the upper class will not be exhausted in the future.
Okay, what about something not on the list? I want to bring up, you keep talking about paying, and it's like, well, what about things like microtransactions?
Well, I mean, what about microtransactions? It's an option, and most of the time, if it's not a shitty mobile game, it's not a pay to make you better at the game. It's usually some kind of skin.
Which has like obviously generated lots of money for lots of games.
Yeah, for sure. But that's cosmetic. If you want to spend your money on confetti, spend your money on confetti. No one tells you have to buy it. You know what I mean? I don't really like the loot box idea because it's like a crap pull. You know, it's like gambling essentially, and there's some form of addiction to it.
Like you did in Overwatch and
like
Star
they
Wars
do in
Battlefront 2.
everything.
And,
it's not just like those two games, my man. That's like every single thing that's got like options for character skins. There's some kind of loot box.
I think Avengers did it too.
Avengers did it. A couple Call of Duties have done it. Halo did it for a minute, I think, on like one specific thing, but I think they trashed it pretty quick. I know Battlefront did it at first. Yeah, Overwatch, League of Legends, Dota, I'm pretty sure. Any MOBA. Smite.
Yeah. Okay.
But those are like usually reserved to those kinds of games with a form of online play. And like also too, so for instance, Star Wars Battlefront did microtransactions for literally a month before like we all complained enough and it shut that shit down. Now it's just in-game currency. You can pay for the skin if you want, but you can literally just play through games and earn it. Like I'm about to buy like an 80,000 credit skin.
That's pretty chill.
Yeah, so no, I don't like microtransactions to a certain extent, but at the same time, like if you don't want to buy the confetti, don't buy the confetti, and don't play mobile games.
Yeah, it is mostly just.
Yeah, if you want to
games,
cry
right?
about like some dude paid to be like good at a mobile game, like go play a different game. It's a mobile game. You shouldn't be even freaking out about it.
I get that.
I think the only mobile game I ever spent money on was Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, just because I wanted the 7 Samurai deck and I couldn't get the last card.
Really?
Yeah, and I bought it.
You just bought the card?
Yeah, you could buy the card. It was like $2.
That's cool.
Yeah, because it was like not a hard card to get. I just couldn't get it for some reason. I got the rarest card in the deck on the first pull of the pack. Couldn't get the one card I needed to complete it.
Yeah, and I bet it was like a common.
Oh, it was super common. Just couldn't
like
pull it. Tried like 10 times. Could not get it. And that's not 10 times. That's 10 packs per 10-time pull.
Yes.
Yeah, no. So just bought it. $2. $2.99. The Google Play Store.
Was it worth it?
Yeah. I don't even play that game anymore.
I got to get back into Duel Links. I bet I could be pretty good at it.
Yeah. Anything else that's not on that list that you want to talk about?
Well, I
see this. We didn't hit this one, and we didn't hit this one either.
I do want to bring up misleading game trailers as something that I've had to I've run into a couple times because it's like, yeah, that game looks really good. I wish it'd show literally any kind of gameplay at all.
So you don't watch gameplay trailers?
What?
You don't watch gameplay trailers?
I do watch gameplay trailers, but they're usually so much later than here's the trailer for the game.
Well, yeah.
And it shows no gameplay at all. And it's like, well, it'd have been nice if they could have shown any part about the game instead of just...
But they do.
They do, yeah, much
and
later.
Usually, but before the game comes out, there's gameplay trailers. So are you just mad that they come out with like the cinematic trailer that's supposed to get you hyped before they come out with the trailer that shows you what the game is like?
I feel like if it's trailer, it should include what we're supposed to be playing. Right?
I mean, it does, but it's like here's your storyline. Like you don't watch a movie trailer to find out the whole plot of the movie you're gonna watch.
Yeah, but you do usually have some rough idea.
Yeah, from the cinematic trailer that you watch.
It's not always that simple anymore.
I don't know, man. You watch a cinematic trailer for Sly Cooper, you're gonna guess that it's about a fox who is also a thief. You know,
yeah, but
I feel like maybe the gameplay. You might get hyped about something, and it's not that. Like, for instance, I'll give you one that hit me.
I wish I could give an example.
Of I've got an example for you right now. Halo ODST.
Okay.
I watched the cinematic trailer. Did not watch any of the gameplay trailers. Thought it was going to be like a cool like battle, big war game where you're like fighting in giant battlefields with a bunch of other like Marines and ODSTs and this, occasional Spartan. And then they were like, sneak through the city. Don't be suspicious.
That is what you did.
And I was disappointed because I wanted the big battle and I didn't watch any of the gameplay trailers. But like there are gameplay trailers.
Yes.
You're just mad that they don't come out sooner. Even though they come out before the game is released.
I feel like a gameplay trailer and a regular trailer should just be the same thing. Why not just make a regular trailer?
Well, because you're trying to make a movie trailer and then you're putting gameplay in it. That would look gross. there's like a separation. The cinematic trailer is supposed to be like a little like, hey, look at our cool thing movie. And then the gameplay trailer is supposed to be like, this is how it works.
Hey, look at our cool thing movie that we're not going to actually show you. We're going to show you this other thing that has to do with it.
It's like a cutscene. You know, like if you see a trailer for a movie, do you want to also see them like shooting it behind the scenes, like in the middle of the big action sequence, or like, you know, Jared Leto like sipping a coffee and smacking an intern while you're
sometimes, yeah, that'd be. I feel like that would be compelling.
So like, okay, so like let me slap you with this because this is going to be the last thing we're going to talk about tonight.
Oh my God, he's going to hit me.
Yeah, no, for sure. The second this camera goes off, I'm going to blast the hell out of you with both of my hooks.
Both of your hooks.
Yeah, I got to get him out of the car. But like, hear me out. You're watching the trailer for the Avengers, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever Avengers, I don't give a shit. You pick in your head.
Okay.
So you're watching the trailer. And they're like,
Summer Soldier.
Oh, this crazy thing's happened. They're like, oh, we got to do something about this crazy thing. And they're like, yeah, you're right. We do got to do something about this crazy thing. And then they go and they're like, dun-dun-dun-dun, we're doing the thing about the crazy thing. Oh no, bad guy comes in, big fight. Oh God, dude's throwing his hammer. And then like literally in the middle of the sequence where there's like two giant concussive blasts of power about to meet, it just snaps over to the guy who plays Hulk. And he's like, so, you know, I was telling the guys on the craft services table, I don't like yogurt. And then it snaps back, and that the rest of that scene you don't get to see, and it's just them all standing on like the battlefield that's after it's like blown up.
I would watch that movie. I would play that game.
Could you not be an asshole to prove the point you think you have right now? You know that if you got cock teased like that, no one wants to see Katy Perry all the time, okay? Katy Perry's a cock tease.
Okay.
But like nobody wants to see that all the time. If I was watching a Marvel trailer and that happened, I would lose my mind. Absolutely.
I think it would be hilarious.
Yeah, but like every single time you watch any movie forever for the rest of your life, some stupid shit like that's gonna happen.
You're gonna make it. It should.
I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly that.
Every movie.
No, because that's what you're complaining about. That not every cinematic game trailer has gameplay footage attached to it, and that's essentially what you're doing. You're taking like this cool thing that's supposed to look cool and get you hyped before they show you a little bit of the meat. Because it doesn't come out soon enough for you. That's like putting crap from behind the scenes into the action trailer of the movie.
I don't think that it's like that.
100%.
No way.
Yeah.
Completely disagree.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. That's why they have gameplay trailers versus cinematic trailers.
I feel like they should just be a trailer, and you should have both in it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you're definitely wrong on that one.
I don't think so.
Let us know in the comments how wrong Matt is with that opinion, and then we'll print it on a giant poster and we're gonna hang it in his house. And
You've activated my trap card.
Oh, too late. Sorry, man. Mask of Weakness. I also had this one and the Dust Tornado. So
you actually didn't use any of these.
Yeah, this was face down the whole time.
It was face up. I could see
it was face down. I just turned it face up.
I'm not arguing with
Dust
you.
Tornado.
You're in a spellbinding circle.
Oh, here I also had the Heavy Storm magic card ready to go.
Can't use anything.
Yeah, I can.
You're trapped.
Here, I'm using Creature Swap as well.
Okay, I am gonna I'm gonna get out of here before he starts throwing cards at me and pretending to be Gambit.
Summon Skull.
Thank you for joining us with Matt and Andy at Matt and Andy with Andy and Matt.
Coffin
you can
Cellar.
find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
the Book of Secret Arts.
No, you can't.
Ha! You activated my spellbinding circle. Eat shit. You can find us at Hibyrd Productions, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We've got Facebook, Matt's Fet Life, Big Grumpy Daddy 8926 will fight you for any reason whatsoever. 4242. His largest fetish is piss kink right now. So if you're looking for him, search for that.
I have to go make sure that's not a real thing.
It is.
Thank you and have a good night.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Tip your waitress, find your Yu-Gi-Oh cards and throw them at your friend. Royal Magical Library. Matt, you should stop wearing a mask of darkness all the time.
Are you done? Are you done?
I don't know. Am I? Hold on. I got to see if I can find another one.
This was gonna be one of my decks.
You're an old vindictive magician. Hold on, let's see. There's gotta be something else stupid in here.
That's okay. You're a spear cretin.
That's fine.
Now get now.
Witch's Apprentice.
I like that card.
Yeah, it is a good card. I'm gonna poison you, old man.
You're a Karibo.
That's fine, dude. You hit me with that. What's that? Multiply magic card, and then there's 8 million of me.
Nobody has multiply.
I had multiply.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah, it's a little green card with a little yellow goblin thing on it, right?
Yeah, because we all saw it in the show.
Yeah. That's what it looks like, right? I know some of the cards in the game look different from the ones in the show, like Sword of Dark Destruction. The one in your room looks a lot different. It's like purple and a lot bigger, and it waggles all over the place. Maybe you can go fuck yourself. Have a good night, everyone.
I hate you.
Yeah, I know.
I was definitely going to use that joke. That card was face down for like most of the show.
Yeah, well, you missed your opportunity, man.
I
You gotta
did miss
strike
my
while the
opportunity.
iron's hot.
I decided not to strike you.